Well, welcome back. 2 Corinthians 6 verses 4 through 6. It's on the screen. You can read it. So it starts off by saying that we are servants of God. I know I say this a lot, but it's true. We are no longer slaves of sin, but slaves to God. He is our benevolent and watchful master, and we should aim to follow his commandments, like the 7th commandment. So we want to follow God. However, following Jesus will come with some drawbacks in this life. You will be mocked by the world, you might be persecuted, and you might not be able to enjoy all the physical pleasures that the world says is okay, but which you know is evil and wrong. And so Paul says that we should commend ourselves and that we should be proud of ourselves for suffering for Christ's sake. And some of these afflictions in verse 5, you may not have experienced, but don't forget that all these things still happen to Christians in some countries. However, one of these things was sleepless nights, and that's what I want to focus on, because that can pertain to us, especially in this context of porn addiction. You know, maybe the Corinthians considered this verse differently, but we've all been there where we wake up at 2 or 3 a.m. and you feel super tempted, and you feel the urge, and you feel your flesh begging you to sin. And it would be so easy to just give in and go back to sleep. And you know, I'm sure that's what a lot of us have done. But God calls us to be holy and pure. And purity is mentioned in verse 6. And if staying up all night is what we have to do to not sin and to keep pure and holy, then that is what we must do. I know it will be hard and it will be difficult, but when morning comes, you'll feel immense joy because you triumphed over Satan. You resisted temptation. Yeah, you will be tired the whole day, but when you feel that tiredness, you'll know it's because you are the master of your flesh and not the other way around. And the next time you wake up at 2 a.m. and the devil is tempting you, it will be easier to resist because you've done it before. And the more times it happens, the easier and easier it becomes. And this is the whole mindset you need to have if you want to defeat lust. Jesus sacrificed a brutal death on the cross for our sake, for your sake. So can't you just sacrifice a night of sleep for him, right? Before you go to sleep, you need to be prepared to stay up all night if necessary, if that is what it takes for you to not sin. And it won't be easy. It'll be difficult. You'll probably fail a few times. And it's going to be super, super hard. But you know what else is hard? The life of a Christian. And lastly, just to finish it off, your efforts will not go unrewarded because on Judgment Day, Christ will reward you for every good deed that you've done. And one of those good deeds is going to be resisting sin. And resisting sin is what you should be doing all the time. And with that, I bid you Godspeed.